Welcome to the Boisterous Brothers. My name is George Rockall-Schmidt. I'm here with Damian Benedict. How are you doing today, mate?
Just as well as I was doing last week. Thank you very much.
Very good. Okay, so everything's been going well for you. You've been enjoying the nice cold weather here in faraway land.
Yeah.
Foreign,
Yeah, it's been all right.
Foreign place. Does anybody know where you are? Do you have any friends who might miss you? Is anybody trying to contact you?
No one has tried to contact me whatsoever.
No, I imagine that. Well, we always start with an anecdote, and this time it's my turn. So, a few years ago, not that long ago, I was in Guyana. Do you know where that is?
No.
Even
No.
it's kind of like the north of South America. It's meant to be a Caribbean country. Like politically, it's a Caribbean country. It's not really the Caribbean. It's more like the mid-Atlantic.
Right, got it.
Right.
Sorry, my geography is absolutely fucking atrocious.
Yeah, and I don't. I don't mean to condescend to people. It's just that often people get it mixed up with Guinea or places like that. But it's Guyana,
Yeah.
Or it used to be called British Guyana.
Right, okay.
Right.
No, I've never heard of it before today.
Right, it's one of the few South American countries that has the native language English. Right,
Okay.
and it's a mixture of black people who were obviously descended from slaves and bizarrely Indian people who were indentured in the late 19th century, which basically means they're also descended from slaves.
Right. All I heard was English is their first language, so all I'm thinking is holiday destination.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah. It's incredibly dangerous.
All right, okay.
Before I got there, someone had accidentally blown themselves up in the market. Bearing in mind, this is a small country of, I think it's something like 4 million for the entire country. I think it's one of the least populated countries in South America as well, for land size.
Okay.
But the least one is Suriname, whatever. So someone blew themselves up in the market because the fishermen there fish with grenades. Right. And he
I've seen that in cartoons, but I thought that was just for cartoons.
yeah. Yeah, right. I mean, it's like if you go out at night in the capital, Georgetown, you're going to get robbed.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's like that. All the embassies you pass are extremely small but extremely well guarded.
Right, okay.
You know, I mean, they're all behind razor wire. There's no magnificent buildings or anything like that.
Right, okay.
You know, it's all
very functional bunker.
yeah.
type
No,
things.
they do look like compounds. You know,
Right.
with people kind of prepared to embrace a small attack, if you like. Anyway, I went there. I just went there for a few days to see someone I know, and I was walking around Georgetown in the day, which is, I guess, it's kind of safe. You know, I mean, I didn't have anything on me anyway, and I saw this really weird shop. Well, it wasn't weird. It's just it was very different because it had an American flag in it. So weird for that place. You
Right, okay.
don't really see that.
I mean, that's something like that, I imagine, would make you quite a target, right?
No, I don't think they're anti-American at all, but that kind of leads into what I'm going to say. So I walked in, right, and this place just sold jeans. Right, that's all it sold was jeans.
Right.
And the guy behind the counter was this American guy who I got talking to, and he had this glass counter. It's full of jeans, and like one of the panels on the glass counter was plywood, and
Right.
it looked brand new.
Right, okay.
Right, and I said to him, "What happened to this? What happened to your glass counter?" And he said, "A couple of punks came in here the other day and tried to rob me, but it's all right because I got my shotgun and I blew them away through my counter." Right, like he'd killed them; they were dead.
Right, okay.
Right.
Fuck.
And I'm like, "What the fuck? That's crazy." And he goes, "Yeah, fucking animals."
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he was hard as nails. Yeah, and that's my story.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Short and sweet.
I
But...
just thought it was incredible.
Yeah, that is fucking incredible.
Yeah, because he was this guy. He was black, so I guess like he could walk around and people wouldn't know he wasn't from there. Maybe.
Right,
But
he wasn't undercover in blackface or anything like that.
No, but my point is that he wasn't. Maybe he was Guyanese heritage. Yeah, probably for sure. But he had an American accent. Like he was just an American living
Right.
there, and he didn't tolerate any shit. Apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. And the whole kind of nature of Guyana is like you'd imagine he'd get in trouble for that, but maybe he knew the police, maybe he paid the police, maybe the police just weren't involved.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if you go right to the back of the shop, there's quite one of those like really long chest freezers. You open it up, and you just got two bodies in there.
Yeah, because it's obviously next to the
It's next to the river.
it's next to the delta of the Essequibo, which is so wide. It's wider than some Caribbean islands.
Right. Okay.
Right, it's like 17 miles wide at the delta, or 27 miles wide, or something huge. And it's like the river. It's an Amazonian river, right? It's just full of silt. It is completely opaque, and it's full of fucking God knows what, right? It's full of anaconda.
Okay. Yeah,
well, not maybe not in the delta, but it's full of stuff which will eat you. You could just dump something in there, and you never have to worry about it.
So you have your suspicion that that's what happened then?
I don't know. I didn't really ask him. I mean, to be honest, he might have been fucking talking bullshit. He may have just knocked it or something, but he seemed pretty serious. Yeah. I think he was annoyed as well that I didn't buy any jeans.
I was about to. Oh yeah, I was about to ask. I mean, I'm sure that kind of came with some serious balls, not to kind of go away having bought something there.
Yeah,
he was like cocking his shotgun while he's telling you this story.
A couple of guys came in here the other day, didn't buy any jeans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Take my money. Yeah, why is that? Because I killed them. So yeah, there you go. There's my story. What do you think about that?
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I've only really travelled to like holiday kind of destinations when I've gone abroad. So I've never encountered anything like that.
No.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, if you go on YouTube and you search for CCTV of shops being robbed, there's loads of stuff of people in America who have their shop robbed, and then, when the two guys have come in to steal whatever's in the till, when they turn around, the guy gets a gun and shoots them both. I think that's pretty common in the US. It's definitely illegal.
I've never seen anything like that. I'll have to have a look at that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. We do really come from the land of no guns. It's quite different.
Yeah, I never encountered guns in my life at all. I remember like the first time I ever saw them was at airport security, maybe like 10 years ago. Yeah. And that was always kind of like, fucking hell.
Yeah, it's quite different really, isn't it? When you
I have noticed you do get some police officers in London now carrying
I think
guns.
I think it's much more common, isn't it?
Yeah. I see I walk past Buckingham Palace sometimes when I go home from work.
Yeah.
And the palace guards now have these massive fuck off cannons in their hand.
Well, you mean the police or the
No,
yeah. Didn't they not always have rifles though?
No, I was just saying it's something I'm seeing more and more.
Right. Or you're talking about like they have anti-tank weapons.
Yeah,
like at ready.
Yeah. Was it fucking what do you call them now? ATFs or something like that?
What RPG? What are you talking about?
Like ground to air.
Yeah, like they can take down like a Boeing 747 should they need to, just in case. I like the idea of them parading around with these massive rockets on their shoulders.
Yeah, like proper bazookas.
Yeah.
But like there's old timey ones with like the kind of like musket type fucking
guy at the
funnels.
Front, he's got his flamethrower resting on his shoulder walking around. They're illegal now, flamethrowers, but you can buy them or make them yourself. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, guns are kind of. I remember going to Egypt and there was a guard for like not an archaeological dig, more like a tourist site.
Mm-hmm.
But it used to be an archaeological dig, I guess. And there's nothing to kind of show that he was a guard, right? He wasn't wearing any uniform. He didn't have like an ID tag or anything. He just happened to have an MP5.
Right. Okay.
Right. He was just sat there, and there's a picture of me somewhere. And he's wearing my hat, and I've got his MP5 in my hand.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's.
Yeah. I figured it was just going to be you in front of this guy with this cold, icy stare, and you're just like.
Yeah. No, he wasn't like that at all. He was quite boisterous, may I say.
Oh.
Very boisterous.
You just said the B word, my friend.
He was fat, so he's got to be boisterous. Yeah, he's having a whale of a time, just sat around
taking pot shots.
Yeah. He wasn't taking. No, I think he probably could have done that, and no one would have known. But
all the locals, like stray dogs, not no more.
Yeah, this area could do with some of that, couldn't it?
Oof.
Bit of a cull.
Yeah, they are. It's kind of mental. I'm not used to seeing this.
Yeah.
That amount of I'm not used to seeing stray dogs, let alone in these numbers. Jesus.
Yeah. It's definitely not an English thing at all, is it? Anything stray, we catch and we eat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, with that horror fresh in our heads, let's take in the news.
Hello, the Boisterous Brothers. This week there was going to be a supermoon, but the moon I saw was only slightly larger. Which makes me wonder if lunologists are overcompensating for something else. I have no facts to back up this opinion. Also in the European theatre, Angela Merkel is rerunning for Empress of the Holy Roman Empire, whereas Nicolas Sarkozy is no longer running for being Charlemagne, or whatever the French thing is. The Mexican peso continues to falter as Donald Trump unlocks the sixth seal. Can't be bloody too soon when they unlock the seventh, if you ask me. Also, across the world, there were lots of accidents, people died, and the tragedy never ends. Yours reportedly, Lieutenant-Colonel Anonymous Bilgewater.
He's got the whole world in his bottom. 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 Frasier is confronted by the devil in the guise of an entertainment agent. She offers him untold riches, not at the cost of his soul like the traditional Faustian model, but rather that he have his body transmuted to that of a peanut. Frasier invariably declines. This episode promises two things: either great physical comedy or heart-wrenching body horror as Frasier's body accepts the peanut DNA and undergoes Cronenberg-esque transformation. What we get is a watery moral dilemma and only two typical Frasier shenanigans. One highlight, however, is Frasier's diction when he says the word scumguard.
So, as always, very adroit, very concise. What was that about?
Oh. It was about Frasier meeting his new agent, B.B. Glaser.
Ah, yes, right. So, B.B. Glaser, she's a recurring character. She's his agent and the epitome of evil, and very efficient.
Yes, indeed.
And very sexy.
Very sexy. It's all about that voice.
All about that smoky.
And those play suits she wears.
What's a play suit?
Do you
mean a pantsuit?
Pantsuit, yeah. Fucking hell.
What's a play suit?
I have no idea. I think I've...
Break out the leather pony.
I don't know. They don't have that at lunch.
So the episode's called Selling Out.
Yeah.
So she kind of convinces Frasier to sell out.
Yeah, well,
I mean, he's a radio psychiatrist, he's not...
It's kind of...
Not full of integrity, is he? But...
Well, I think that's what Niles is always kind of shit-bitching about in the corner, but, it's Niles, so he's just compartmentalised and ignored promptly.
Yeah.
It's all... She has this offer to appear in a television commercial, and it's basically this moral dilemma where he just wrestles with that.
Yeah, right, and he gets in a hot tub or something.
He does, yeah, but he does like several adverts. He's like, I can't do it unless I actually approve it, blah, 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 blah.
So what is selling out, do we think?
Having a product which is inherently of yourself, and then either adapting, compromising for the sake of either more...
But it's an artistic product, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, if you invent the iPod and someone says, this would be a lot better if it had music on it rather than just lines and lines of code. You go, no, it's all about the code. And then someone says, yeah, but you can make a lot of money by putting music on it. And you go, all right then. Yeah. I don't think that's selling out.
No, that's...
Because you're nuts.
Yeah. Well, that's
a product.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Whereas art isn't necessarily a product. It's art. Maybe. Is that, yeah?
Yeah, I suppose so. Granted, I said that quite ineloquently, but maybe that's what I was trying to get at. So let you hold my hand through that one.
Yeah, so I mean, when people talk about selling out, they are always talking about artists. I think very few people say such and such an architect sold out. Mm-hmm. If you see an architect who has got a really big commission, usually it's like, well, good for them.
Yeah.
Do you think that some people who kind of talk about selling out, really what they mean is, oh, well, I knew them before they were famous and now they're famous, so I don't like them anymore? Yeah,
I think a lot of people will use that kind of tawdry argument, but that's just like...
I mean, without saying that, right?
Yeah, but I think that's not necessarily down to selling out. I mean, sometimes things are just legitimately popular and they don't actually have to...
Yeah.
But I think those people, that's just like hipster contrarian kind of bullshit shit bitching argument.
Today's left field is tomorrow's mainstream.
Mm.
And yeah, there is a difference between that and selling out. But people do sell out.
Yeah.
It is a real thing. It's not a figment of our tiny minds.
Of course not. I know what we need to discuss now is a burgeoning podcast.
Burgeoning.
Yeah.
Yeah, episode 3.
Episode 3,
Yeah, that's right. We've been at this so long. Where's my fucking payoff?
We have to discuss who we're going to fucking sponsor, who's going to help.
You mean who's going to sponsor us? Who are we going to... Because we've got that much cash. We can just put our name on ADO buses and things like that.
So I mean, like I don't know, like a couple of months down the line, we'll be doing like reads for Audible in between the Frasier bit.
Reads for Audible, like reading loads. Like this will be a 4.5 hour podcast.
Oh god, yeah. We just get this treatment from Audible, and we just read it out like in the most fucking benign kind of monotone way, and it has books.
What's the company that sends boxes to people?
Oh, Loot Crate, yeah.
Loot Crate, yeah. We'll be doing shit for Loot Crate, and it'll be like, oh, good. Being a developmentally challenged retard, I love figurines. This is wonderful. Oh, a poster! Because, adults, they don't have paintings or anything to put on their walls. They want a poster of a shit movie. Fuck off, Luke Crate.
Oh, a Captain America pillowcase. That's what I need.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can put some batteries in there and beat someone to death.
We got to be very careful because, as I say, it won't be long before we're doing like unboxing videos going.
Fucking hell. What do you think? They couldn't send us anything. They just have to send us like air and cheese toasties.
Oh well, I could get down with fucking cheese toasties. If cheese toasties were going to sponsor us, fucking,
so,
I'd be down for that.
So what you're saying then is, if Loot Crate started to send us care packages, you'd be totally selling out.
Our sponsor is WaterAid. If we can have clean water finally.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I guess I am maybe I'm not a professional YouTuber because I don't make any money from it, but I'm a full-time YouTuber. Mm-hmm. I see a lot of big YouTubers who do stuff like that, and I think it's all right. They've got to make some money. I don't think it's something I would necessarily do, or I don't think they would be interested in me ever. I think if I had 1 million subscribers, they wouldn't be interested in me. Yeah. Because I'm constantly saying their shit. Fuck off, Luke Crate. But I don't think that's that bad. I think it's more when it compromises you. Like, I don't know, sometimes I do a vlog and I talk about a film. Mm-hmm. And if I did a vlog about a film that a company had paid me to do, that's completely selling out, right? Yeah. I mean, that's a complete conflict of interest. I've often thought with people like Snoop Dogg did this car insurance advert in the UK. I kind of consider that selling out.
Oh, God, yeah.
And the reason I consider that selling out, obviously there's no conflict of interest, but he's got loads of money. Yeah. He doesn't need to do that shit.
Yeah, you've got to kind of question his outgoings must be. I mean, there's obviously going to be a huge influx of cash all the time, but I don't know. I do hear things about like some of the things that these people fucking buy.
Oh, yeah, what, like a golden toilet?
Yeah, well, I mean, they buy like fucking private jets and shit like that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and that's a lot of money.
Yeah. Well, then the only way they're going to afford it is if they do an advert for Typhoon in the UK.
Yeah. I've never looked at anything like that. I've never looked at George Clooney doing the Nescafe adverts or something and thought, yeah, I want a Nescafe now.
It kind of switches me right off.
I mean, I get the point of an advert, just make people aware of the brand. Mm-hmm. Fine. But I really think you could do that by just having an advert with anyone in it. I don't care if you've reanimated Richard Pryor and he's advertising.
Bullshit! I would lap that up in a second.
I was gonna say advertising shit bonds, on behalf of Lehman Brothers or something. You'd be like, yeah. Do you know anyone who's sold out? Not necessarily a big artist or anything like that, but you know a lot of people who are legitimate artists and aspiring artists. Do you know anyone who's kind of gone? You're going to say me, aren't you?
Yeah. You were such a fucking whore for this stuff.
For doing the YouTube.
No, I don't know. I mean, the only professional artist that I know
is me again. It's me.
Yeah.
Full time.
I knew a couple of people that worked for like 2000 AD and all that kind of stuff, and they were there's one guy in particular who was one of the most talented painters I've ever met, but he invariably just paints whatever his brief is, really.
Right. Yeah.
And I did see like a few kind of personal projects on the side that he did, and he invariably just kind of reimagined like B-movie posters and stuff like that.
Right.
I wouldn't.
I guess his work took him away from what he actually wanted to do, to the extent where he just didn't do what he actually wanted to do anymore.
Oh no! I always got the impression, this is like the avenue that he wanted to be, and this was the career that he wanted. He's doing what he wants to do.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's kind of more functional than an artist.
Right. I know it's not exactly.
I think that's a kind of a weird line. I don't really kind of call that selling out, really. But
no, well, it's not exactly what we're talking about. But often people talk about being professional, and I always think like I can never be professional because I'm way too involved in what I'm doing. And it sounds like he's professional. Like it's not. I'm not saying he isn't passionate about art, but he isn't passionate about his day job.
Right.
Because it's just a gig.
Well, yeah.
And maybe that isn't selling out, but there is a distinction.
Oh no,
right?
that was kind of my only experience with people like that, like directly. Yeah. Other than that, when it comes to selling out, all I could say was like Typhoon adverts with William Shatner, but we've kind of already covered that.
Oh yeah, because
William
Shatner, defining artist of our generation.
Yeah, no. I'd say unlike Snoop Dogg, though. I mean, William Shatner probably does need the money, so I can kind of forgive him.
Why are you insinuating William Shatner does a lot of blow?
Yes.
I think William Shatner is insinuating that. God, it's probably the only thing keeping him alive. God bless him.
Oh, yeah. Like chemically preserved. He's done.
I know someone who went to a convention and they met William Shatner and got their photo taken with him.
Oh, yeah?
And he said, that wasn't a very good one. Let's do it again. They did it again.
Well, William Shatner said that?
Yeah, he said, yeah. Isn't that nice? He got charged twice, though, but,
What a dick.
No, not really.
No, I mean, whoever went to a convention to see William Shatner.
Yeah. It was, they went to like a My Little Pony convention as well. It's someone I know through, never mind. Let's go to Hieronymus Swash.
Yes.
Join Hieronymus Swash and Mau Mau as they continue their journey in this week's installment of The Case of the Curse of the Ruby Garnet, Part 3. Give me my gun, you savage! Ay caramba!
Stop, Lord Telephone. We're not burglars. We're here to help.
I'm not falling for that one.
Yes, please stop choking, my manservant. You'll only make him angry. Lady Telephone was in my office this morning telling us all about the missing ruby garnet.
So, you know about the missing ruby garnet?
Yes.
You know it's missing?
Yes.
And you're here to help?
Yes.
Well, sorry, old chap.
It's quite all right. I've built up quite a tolerance over the years.
Yes. Mau Mau here was once hung by the Raja of Fattisburg Polytechnic.
And by the King of Svalsky.
Why, you're Hieronymus Swash, Private Dick.
One and the same.
You know my sister has now been kidnapped.
Yes, we were only steps behind the kidnappers at the time.
Bastards, but let me show you where the replica was taken from. She put the box under the bed.
Did he say replica?
I don't know, boss. I can't hear. The blood is still returning to my ears.
For God's sake, concentrate, Mau Mau.
Sorry, boss.
We're on the job, for goodness sake. You can move blood around your head in your own time.
Yes, boss.
Here it is.
It's a shoebox.
Yes, but look.
It's an empty shoebox. Wait, what did you say about replica?
Replica, yes. My family has to sell the real ruby garnet.
So the thieves stole a replica. So what's the problem?
The kidnapping, boss.
Oh yeah, right. The kidnapping.
Yes, it seems the thieves got quite angry when they realized they'd stolen a worthless replica.
And then they took your sister to extort you. Right, I remember what we're doing here.
I've no idea what to do. They called and said they wanted the ruby garnet or else they'll kill my sister.
Where is the real ruby garnet?
Why, at the National Treasure Museum. Their acquisition was a secret. They were going to exhibit it in a month.
This all begs the question as to how Lady Telephone intended to pay for our services.
Maybe we should introduce ourselves by mentioning an upfront fee. The kidnappers!
Let me get it. I'm an expert negotiator. Hello? Yes? Yes, that's right. Now you listen to me. We're not responding to any of your demands. I'm here with her brother, and he says the family have no money, and you can go keep Lady Telephone. Skin her alive for all we care. You're not getting the real ruby garnet, or a cent out of us. In fact, it would probably just be better for everyone if you just throw her into the sea. You can cut your losses, and no one will catch you then, and she'll be less of a burden on her family. I bid you good day and implore you never call back.
What did you do?
Don't worry, Lord Telephone. They'll be calling right back. Any moment. Any moment now. They'll be ringing any moment now. Any moment now. Hello? Yes, we'll get you the real Ruby Garnet by 3 o'clock this afternoon. My plan worked brilliantly.
But how do we get the real Ruby Garnet?
Leave that to us, Lord Telephone. You go and tell the police what we're doing, and to keep any uniformed officers away from Grand Central Station at 3 p.m. That's where we're going to do the trade.
But that's the busiest time.
That's why they want to do the trade then, to use the crowd as a cover. Now go! Come on, Mau Mau, to the museum!
But where's Luigi?
Never mind that, Mau Mau. Mau Mau, why is there blood coming out of the trunk?
You told me to deal with the traffic officer.
What? What did you do? Oh dear. Is he dead?
No, but he's going to wake up with an annoying headache.
All right, we'll leave him here.
Just here in the street?
Mau Mau, do you know how expensive gas is these days? I'm paying to ferry around some stranger's weight? Come on. All right, to the museum.
Join us next time for another exciting episode of The Case of the Curse of the Ruby Garnet. So back in the studio with us, we have Leroy LaToc. How are you doing, Leroy? Oh, great. Yeah, whenever you're ready, yeah.
Can you slow or down the moon? One go and out the moon. Oh no, I high. Riverside, motherfucker. Yeah. Black sheep. Heap there. Downline. Joker.
Well, that was very good. Thank you very much, Leroy. Wasn't that good, Damian?
It was, actually.
Yeah, it was very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
I can get behind that.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice.
Alka-Seltzer. This one's called Terry Cruising. The pavement is hot, like a hot summer sidewalk. I'm waiting for my boy, Terry Crews. Yeah, I give him advice on how to pick up chicks. I'm that sort of guy. Sure, I could bang more girls if I kept things to myself, but I'm the type of guy that likes to spread the knowledge freely. Terry picks me up in a 67 convertible Mustang, and we roll down the boulevard like a football thrown long. No one can take their eyes off the car's fine bodywork, or our own. We're like two brown sausages in a frying pan. All the bitches are looking at us like we're made of diamonds. Women just can't resist me. I don't judge other people on their sexuality, but it's only gay if you take it, usually. An asshole is an asshole. And that's from Ben in Cirencester. Thank you very much for that, Ben. So obviously we were talking about my friend, or rather associate, who's been to several conventions, including the one where she met Captain Kirk, so obviously the Star Wars convention. You're just going to leave that there?
Yeah, I'm going to leave that one there. I'll
okay.
let you just sit in that one a little bit. You're welcome.
Have you ever been to a convention?
No, not at all.
No? Why is that, Damian?
What?
Because you are such an extrovert. I just cannot understand why you're not going around dressed as Wrath of Khan. Is that
that was his name. His name was Wrath.
Yeah, from Khan. Wrath from Khan.
Yeah, no.
C-3PO.
All in the same movie. Yeah.
One, yeah.
What was that called? Was that Stargate, wasn't it?
Stargate. Oh my god. I remember watching that once and just thinking, what is this shit?
I only knew it was a TV. I only knew it as a TV show, but apparently
It was a film. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it a film first?
Yeah, I think so.
So they did the film and then they thought, well, this was not good, but some people really loved it. We can get a cheap TV show out of
Yeah,
this.
and it always looked exceptionally shit. I mean, I lived in a house that had a lot of Star Trek playing,
But-
a la my dad. But
right.
I mean, even they like took exception to that. So I was like, holy shit, wow.
And by they, you're talking about the collective conscious of your dad and his dog.
Oh god, yeah.
Of course, the thing about Stargate is, as we know, because the internet told us, Saddam Hussein has one.
Oh, what was that?
I don't know.
It was just
an
clickbait,
article,
wasn't it? Yeah, that was genius.
Saddam Hussein has a star. I mean, that must be a very old article.
Well, not necessarily.
I'm sure Donald Rumsfeld has a Stargate now, if that is the case. So you never been to a convention
No, it's never appealed to me.
because you're a miserable bastard.
Yeah, miserable fucking cunt.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
yeah, I'm so like fucking crusty these days. I haven't been that kind of enthusiastic about anything that I kind of liked. Not to that degree
Right.
since I was like a child.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's the same for me. I mean, it's not so much that I'm miserable. It's more that I'm not into anything so much that I need to go to a convention or I want to go.
I don't get like fandom at all.
No, there are movies that I love, and there are TV shows which I love. Let's say Arrested Development season 1 to 3. Right, we both really like that. I think that the writing in that's great. I think the acting's great. I would never want to dress up as one of those people.
Are you sure? Because I
Not
knew where you
intentionally.
were going with this, and the cogs were going in my head. It was like I could just like shave my head and start putting on a moustache.
Yes, I mean, yeah, right. But I know, I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to necessarily meet the actors.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want one of their signatures.
definitely not now. Anyway. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't
After
get what
season
you.
4.
I don't get what you do at a convention. Really, you just kind of
I think you go around and you spend $10 on a bottle of water and $50 on a burger and fries, and you just buy loads of shit.
Yeah. Oh, you just amass people that kind of think the same way as you do.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, right. Do you know what this has just reminded me of? I guess it's not quite a convention. It's more of a festival, maybe. And I only found this out because I was watching something about Richard Dawkins. You know,
Right, okay.
you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
you know.
So Richard Dawkins is I don't know what he is. He's a physicist, I think, but he's a massive advocate for the atheist.
Yeah.
I mean, movement, I guess, is the wrong word, but the atheist kind of way of thinking. But movement is the right word, because what I saw was this convention for atheists, like all these atheists getting together, and then Neil deGrasse Tyson would walk onto stage.
And they'd all kind of bow their heads.
They wouldn't do that. They'd all be like, woo! And everything. And he'd say, such and such a star is this big. Can you imagine a god making that? Or something? It's something way more intelligent than that. But it's like, why do you... The whole point of atheism is you don't believe in it, not you have these beliefs. You just lack belief in a god.
Yeah, there's a great...
Why do you need to get together with people?
There was a great documentary called The Unbelievers about all this kind of shit. And again...
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah. And that I thought was really interesting. Because they wouldn't...
Maybe I saw it on that.
Yeah, I mean... Because my dad is a staunch atheist. I think more accurately just hates religion. Christianity in particular.
He's anti-religion, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, go on.
And so for a long time, atheism was always kind of at the back of my mind. It's just like, you have to believe that there's no God. And I thought that was kind of a contradiction in terms of when I watched this.
It's not you have to believe. It's just lack of belief. Like, you can be an atheist just because you've never heard of God.
Yeah.
You've never heard that such an idea exists. It doesn't mean you disbelieve it.
Yeah.
You just may have never assessed it.
Yeah. They presented for once like a legitimate definition for atheism, which I'd never considered before.
Right.
Because there were a couple of people at school. There was one of those twins that was always like that.
We were in a year set where I think honestly there were 7 sets of twins.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there was something weird going on in the water.
Yeah, but when we say the twins,
yeah. The twins.
But I mean, he was like someone that would like be. He was like my dad, just would like speak about atheism constantly.
But they were atheists, weren't they?
Yeah, but the way they would talk about it, it was more of a contrarian type thing rather than just being like, no, we can observe this, this, and this. It doesn't point to this, so we're gonna work on what we can.
Yeah, and that's a great word, because I think that's what a lot of people's impressions of atheists perhaps quite rightly, is. They're
Yeah.
contrarians. They're just, they're just people who are deliberately kind of going against the grain, I guess, even though, is it, it's not against the grain in
Yeah.
England, is it? Who cares? I just think, if you don't believe in God, I don't believe in God, or I don't believe in a conscious God or whatever, I don't know, right? I don't really care.
Well,
But my point is that I definitely don't believe in the Christian religion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe in the Muslim religion. I don't feel the need to tell people off or to get on my internet forum and to list all the inconsistencies in the Bible. It doesn't bother me. If you're a Christian and you get joy from that, good. I don't care. Whereas like all these embittered atheists who kind of like, as soon as someone says something about the Bible or something, they've got to get on their high horse.
Yeah.
Just let it go.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing I didn't like about that documentary. Is they showed a lot of footage of these people, going to these fucking festivals. And there's one really obnoxious clip of Eddie Izzard doing a naff bit, which always makes my skin crawl as a massive fan as a kid.
Right.
But you see all these guys that they were like, I used to be a Christian and now you kind of open my eyes. Thank you very much. And you can just see all these people that are not.
They're not clever.
They're not the intellectuals that are being interviewed throughout this. They're indulging in another kind of mob mentality. They're being led as they would anywhere else.
Yeah.
My always view is it's just not practical to kind of spend time thinking about it. It doesn't affect.
It's like people who believe in horoscopes, right? Like I think, and I think that really, if you kind of look into it, it's just nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to read your horoscope and kind of go, ooh, next year's going to be a good year for me, or better not get on a bus this week, because they're that specific, or whatever.
Open a fortune cookie.
Yeah, right.
Embrace your boring nature.
Embrace your boring nature, says the fortune cookie. If you want to do that, so what? One thing I was going to say about my friend or the person I know, because I'm not friends with this person, who went to the Star Trek convention. She also went to the My Little Pony convention. Oh my God. Right. But what she said was there is a disproportionate amount of adult men who literally...
Who go to those things.
No, that's not it. Who literally have learning difficulties.
Right, okay.
Who go to those things.
Right,
like,
okay.
I'm not saying it's a huge part of their audience, but apparently there were a lot of people there who have the mind of a child.
Well, there you go. Go
on then, get through that quagmire.
Yeah, no, yeah. I'll just leave that one alone, I think.
Yeah, no shit is what Damian just thought.
Yeah, I
bigoted.
When someone told me about the fucking brony fad, I was so fucking late to that. But I couldn't believe it. I could not believe that that's a thing at all.
Yeah, I mean, what it is, for anyone who doesn't know, is it's adult men who very actively form the fandom for a TV show called My Little Pony, which is a TV show aimed at little girls. It's about magical ponies who can talk.
Yeah.
I think. I wouldn't know.
Oh.
See you at the convention.
Yeah.
Thanks very much for joining us. If you're listening to us on SoundCloud or anywhere else that isn't YouTube, you can check us out on YouTube. There's a lot of videos there, but also you can watch these podcasts. So
my God, you're spoiling them.
You can see us in a box sweating. People don't know it's a box, but yeah, it's a box. It's a studio which is very tiny and it's fucking hot.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can.
You can
smell us.
Yeah, we should have called ourselves the Glistening Boys.
Oh,
that's a different podcast. And otherwise, if you want to download the podcast or anything like that, what were we going to say?
I'll forget it. Doesn't matter.
If you're going to download the podcast or anything like that, go to SoundCloud. You can download it for free.
Amazing.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.